Ford Focus ST, and any Ford with the 2-liter Ecoboost turbocharger installation. Assuming that you're doing this in the vehicle, let me give you some tips and advice. First thing I recommend doing is removing the cowl. If you have a Focus, I'll link a video in the description below of me pulling the cowl off. And if you have an Escape, check my video for Ford Escape transmission removal. And if you're unsure on how to remove the turbocharger, I think if you still watch this video to the end, you'll have a good idea on how everything is routed and installed. Because at the end, everything will be on here, and you'll notice how it's all installed. Moving on. First thing I'm going to do here is remove this fragment of a coolant line. It is a 10mm hex socket. You always want to install new crush washers on them. What I did is I ordered everything from Rock Auto, and it actually comes with the bolts too. So I got new lines, bolts, and seals. There we go. The next thing I'm going to do here is come towards the front of the engine. 17mm socket, I'm going to remove this fragment of a oil supply line. With that line out of the way, the next thing you want to do is extract your oil filter out of the hole. I have a 90-degree pick here. There she is. Always inspect for debris inside of the hole. And anywhere that I'm installing a new line, I am going to go ahead and clean it with a little bit of Scotch-Brite just to make it a clean surface for the new sealing ring. There we have it. Here's a Gates part number for your oil filter. Okay. There she is, boys. I don't see any O-rings on it, so you shouldn't need to lubricate it. I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. There we go. That does remind me, I need to clean this right here as well. There we have it, boys. I cleaned that, and I also cleaned this already too, as you can see. I'll have more information here in just a moment on what size sockets you need to install and remove the studs. But for now, let's move on to removing this fragment of the oil return tube. 2 8mm bolts. Make sure you put these bolts in the right spot for the oil drain tube. I believe the ones that bolt it to the turbocharger are a little shorter, but here we go. All right, that's out of there. There's a gasket on it that you need to replace. Actually, you're supposed to replace that entire tube. Clean this up here. Moving on. Let's go ahead and get ready to mount the turbocharger. This is a Dorman turbocharger mounting kit. It comes with studs and nuts. Let's see, there's the part number there, 32107. The studs do take an E8 socket. Once again, that's an E8. If you do not have an E8 socket, buy one, because that is very common on Fords nowadays. If you're not sure which way this gasket goes on, you see this little hole in the top right? See the outline right there? Match it up. Now we have this thing here. What's this, guys? This is a male turbocharger I bought off eBay for $199. Always inspect for debris or damage on the mating surface. Let's go ahead and slide her on. There we go. I'm going to quickly go ahead and get a couple of nuts started here, just in case it wants to fall off. And don't forget that there is a heat shield that mounts here and here. I don't have it at the moment. It's still being shipped for me. But it's only held on with 2 bolts, so easy peasy. Look at all these fresh new parts. Balling on a budget. They are 13mm. Just got it run down flush. Don't torque anything until they're all flush. And you want to do a star pattern. Kind of skipped ahead a little there. And as far as torque spec, check the comments section below or Google it. But you don't have to go crazy with it. Okay, I just felt it come to a stop. I'm just going to give it a little bit more. There we go. That should be good. There we go. And this is part of my ST engine swap on my 2012 Focus SE. If you want to follow along, I'll put a playlist link in the description. But I do have all 4 of these tightened down. All right, so next, the first thing I grabbed is the oil feed line for the turbo. There's a Gates part number, Rock Auto. It already comes with the new banjo bolts and crush washers on it too. Not a sponsor by anybody. All right, boys, it does appear that you'll have to bend this portion of the oil feed line a little bit, but it goes underneath this reservoir right here, like that. Here's where I'm at right now. I've got it routed underneath this thing here and coming down here. Be careful not to cross thread that. Be careful. And don't forget to put that oil filter in there. Oh my goodness. I'm going to take this cover off of the oil feed port on the turbocharger. Might as well get it off the water feed also. There we go. The turbocharger did come with what I assume is assembly oil, so I'm going to go ahead and squirt it in the oil feed port here. I'm just kidding, that was fully plunged forward, so it's empty. So what you're going to want to do is probably get 10 millimeters of new engine oil and squirt it into the top one here for the oil feed to pre-lube the turbocharger. Just what the doctor ordered. Okay. Put it in slowly, please. A little bit at a time. Little bit at a time. All right, boys. I am going to go ahead and wipe its anus here. Okay. Using a microfiber just in case it wants to put any debris out on it. Now I'm going to thread in this banjo bolt here. Double check that both copper washers are on it. And don't be afraid to muscle it around a little bit and get it to line up. And do not cross thread that thing. Got it hand started. About 8 threads. Nice and far in there. Got my 17 millimeter. I'm going to run it the rest of the way down. And also don't forget to tighten that one as well. As far as torque spec goes, what I'm going to do is just feel for the washer to crush down and then just go a little bit more. But do not strip anything out. I'm not going to be grabbing all the way down at the bottom of the ratchet because this is a long ratchet. I don't want to put too much torque on it. I'm going to grab about right here. There we go. It's about good. I do have my brand new oil drain tube here. There's the Ford part number. It does not come with new gaskets or bolts. This is what the gaskets look like for the oil drain tube. Apparently I've only got one of them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to a different step here real quick. The next thing I'm going to do here is put this coolant supply line on for the turbocharger. This is how it goes on here, just like that. With this flange right here on top. Always hand start these as much as you can. Double check that your seal's on it. Careful not to cross thread these. Now since these banjo bolts are bigger, I'm kind of grabbing down here and giving it a good grunt. There we go. It does appear that I messed up, and before you put the turbo on, there's a line that you put on the back first here. You see that little cover right there? It's the coolant return line. It does appear that I have the bolt started, and I believe I can get an Allen wrench in there. It is a hex 10 millimeter. Before the final torque, make sure you get this bracket bolt in though. See where it bolts right there on the turbo? Yeah, don't be like me, guys. Make sure you tighten this back bolt first on this line here. Oh my goodness. And yes, I am going to replace these seals. I do have other ones here, even though they're already brand new. I torqued down on them once, and I want to replace them since I've got them. You don't have to worry about that unless you pull the turbocharger back off. A little trick on hand starting some of these banjo bolts is to push inward and rotate clockwise, and you'll feel the threads engage. As far as the oil drain tube, make sure you put new gaskets on each side. They look like this. You need 2 of them. I'm missing one, so I'm not fully installing this today. However, I will show you how. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe the 8 millimeter bolts on either side are different lengths. For example, these longer ones, I believe, go on the bottom here where it goes into the oil pan, and the shorter ones go up top. And don't worry about flexing this a little bit if you have to. That's where it mounts up there. Same setup as down here. 2 bolt holes and a hole in the middle for this. And that's what it'll look like installed. Okay. But hey, last but least here, but not least. Each end of this line here does have a different length of hose on it. The one with the longer piece of rubber hose will go here because it has a sharper angle. That is the water outlet, by the way. Stick that on right here. Make sure it goes up with the flare right here on this side. Move the clamps over, squeeze the ears together. Do pop this into here, by the way. Might need to loosen that Torx screw a little bit. This is the coolant supply line, by the way, if you're curious. Don't let that all the way out. That screw, you can keep it partially in, just so that you don't have to hold all this back together when you tighten it. Now tighten it down. It looks like it's a Torx 30 to me. You gotta get the clamps on. Right in between the white lines on both sides. There you go. There we go. Torx 30. And there you have it, boys. Guys, I sure do hope this video helps you out. If you like the video, please like the video. Okay. Have yourselves a great day. I've also got a Facebook and Discord group. Happy to answer all your questions.